You don't look impressive. But no one dared approach. A look. This terrified the village's most terrifying Tibetan mastiff was so frightened that it lost control of its bladder and defecation on the spot. Even ants will hide at least 5 meters away when they see you. Because you're like the protagonists in many novels. Awaken the system everyone dreams of. But you just can't feel happy. Because when others awaken their systems, it's not a supernatural ability. This is the global devaluation of cash. Only mine remains unchanged. And the systems you awaken are all these. Ferocity adds 1. Cruelty adds 1. Add 1 to killing intent, 1 to brutality, 1 to indifference, 1 to constitution, and so on. This kind of ethereal aura. If it weren't for the rewards for each mission, all of them have a little cash left. You told the system a long time ago that you were going on strike. Actually, at first, it wasn't a big deal. He only slightly changed his temperament. Let make you look tough. But as you keep completing tasks over time, your own temperament is almost tangible. It was a complete state of keeping strangers at a distance. At this moment, on the Highway 95-27 train heading to the coastal city, the seats were already full of passengers. Since it was the back-to-school season, so every carriage is packed with people. But inside Carriage 7, where you're located, a strange scene unfolds. Most of the seats were empty. Many passengers would rather stand at the carriage entrance or aisle. Nor did he want to sit in an empty seat. Simply because there was someone sitting there, wearing a mask, sunglasses, and a baseball cap, and wrapped himself up tightly. No one could stay by his side for more than 3 minutes. Even if you accidentally catch a glimpse out of the corner of your eye, I would feel a sudden palpitation. From a vantage point where no one could see, the corners of your mouth curl up slightly. A bitter smile appeared in his heart. As the conductor announced the voice, the train slowly came to a stop. Immediately after, hurried footsteps and the sound of the box wheels rolled. Another batch of new passengers came up, but there were only a few passengers getting off. The sweet-looking campus beauty of Yanhai University, Lin Xiaoye dragged his suitcase, panting, squeezing onto the train. The large Huaxiao red mask covered most of his face. Only a pair of lively, spirited eyes were revealed. The train compartment was packed with people. It looks like canned sardines stuffed with fish. This made her frown involuntarily. There are too many people. The air became murky and stifling. Worse still, he didn't get a seated ticket. He could only return to school standing. Fortunately, Yanhai City was only 3 hours away by car. He gritted his teeth and endured it. Suddenly, Lin Xiaoye's eyes lit up. There were actually a few empty seats ahead, but the person standing in the hallway seemed not to notice. Could it be that the owner of the seat hasn't boarded yet? She made up her mind. Please sit down for a moment. Wait until the host arrives before offering a seat. With her petite frame, he skillfully squeezed through the crowd. Sit down. A wave of comfort surged instantly. Sit straight down in your seat. Through sunglasses, he saw a petite and adorable girl. He actually sat directly across from him. Lin Xiaoye had just sat down. Then he heard people whispering among themselves. This little girl looked gentle and frail. It's too bold. I don't dare get close to that person. The moment it touches the surface, it feels like all my internal organs are about to jump out. Lin Xiao looked suspiciously at the distant crowd. The girl they mentioned was herself. She withdrew her gaze. He glanced at the masks, sunglasses, and baseball caps across from him, wrapped up tightly in the scorching heat. He looked just like a desperate outlaw. He grumbled silently in his heart. He glanced at the passengers standing not far away. It's really puzzling to see so many empty seats. Why is no one doing it? Her slender fingers reached into her pockets. I want to take out my phone to pass the time. Suddenly, an inexplicable fear snapped at his heart. It was as if something major was about to happen. A faint chill spread down his back, like a sharp dagger gently scraping across the skin. He was left feeling like he was sitting on pins and needles. What's going on? Why was she suddenly so scared? Could it be that he was scared by the mysterious revival last night? He encouraged himself in his heart. Don't be afraid. There are so many people in the carriage. There is simply no supplement in the world. But the more he forced himself to stay calm, her hands would shake even more violently. He could barely hold his phone. Large beads of sweat seeped from his forehead. Slide down your cheek. What the hell is going on? It feels like the end of the world. You could suffocate at any moment. You look at the heart of the cute girl across from you. He let out a deep sigh, just sitting across from me. As for being scared like this, you clearly showed no emotion at all. He only glanced at it with appreciation. This is also outrageous. Lin Xiaoye had only one thought in his mind. Run, hurry, and get far away. He grabbed his seat and suddenly stood up. Holding on a chair back, she struggled to move her weak legs. He had just taken a few steps. The panic in his heart instantly vanished. If it weren't for the cold sweat on his body, it was like having a nightmare. At this moment, he finally understood. Why is no one willing to be these flight attendants? That feeling of despair and panic. Ordinary people can't bear it at all. Lin Xiaoye gazed at you from afar. As soon as his gaze landed, a chill surged from the depths of his heart straight to the top of his head. An uncontrollable surge of panic erupted. It was as if a gun was pressing against his head. He quickly lowered his head. He didn't dare to look again. That man definitely has a problem. All these strange feelings stemmed from him. The train slowly entered Yanhai City. The train station had just come to a stop. Lin Xiaoye picked up a suitcase and got out of the car first. As the campus beauty of Yanhai University and an internet celebrity streamer with millions of followers, she relied on her delicate beauty and Shijing dance. She is hailed by netizens as the ultimate pure and desirable queen. This time, I deliberately returned to school early. He was appointed as the welcome ambassador at the request of Principal Chao. They even have to do live streams to advertise the school. Xiaoye, I'm here. A shout rang out. Lin Xiaoye looked toward the voice. Chen Haoyang was seen leading several classmates. Not far away, Yanhai University was pulled along. Banners welcoming new life from all directions. Why is there him everywhere? Lin Xiaoye walked over. Put down the suitcase. Turn on your phone for a live stream. She gave the camera a sweet smile. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm a welcome volunteer. The live stream only watches without speaking. We ask for your understanding. He wiped the sweat from his forehead. At the end of August, the autumn tiger still raged. If Principal Chao hadn't repeatedly pleaded, he was too lazy to come over to greet the new ones. No need for many words. Lin Xiaoye stood there in that direction. It completely crushed the freshman teams from other schools. The live stream instantly erupted. The live comments kept flooding the screen. Xiaoye hit a new high today with stunning beauty. Love. I deeply regret having already graduated. I really want to go to Yanhai University and study with the goddess again. I'm a freshman this year. Tomorrow, I will see the goddess in person. Gift special effects also come and go. Lin Xiaoye remained calm about this. He was already used to scenes like this, while he was busy helping arrange for the new students to board the bus. Suddenly, a chill ran through his body. He couldn't help but shiver. He looked up at the blazing sun overhead. Suddenly feeling cold in such hot weather is truly bizarre. Suddenly, she felt a chill in her body. I couldn't help but shiver. She looked up at the sun hanging in the sky. Such a hot day. Feeling cold is a bit strange. Lin Xiaoye's actions sparked heated discussion in the live stream. What's wrong with Ono? Is there a perverted guy showing up? I have to call the police right away. Lin Xiaoye took a few steps back. They arrived under the sunlight. A heat wave hit my face. He could clearly feel the heat on the ground. But behind the scenes, there was still a chill to the bone. It made him a bit uneasy. Student, please present your admission notice and ID card. Chen Haoyang, standing in front of you, said. He sees your actions in a celebrity outfit. He continued. Classmates, please take off your sunglasses, masks, and hats. We can confirm whether you are the real person. After saying this, Chen Haoyang didn't know why. He felt as if someone was pointing a knife at him from behind. An inexplicable sense of fear rose in his heart. He turned around with some confusion and glanced around. What I saw was a student smiling. She tightened her clothes and licked her lips. He really wanted to shout loudly. Then stay away from this place. You raised your hand, intending to take off your mask. After thinking for a moment, he put it down again. In the end, nothing was done. Seeing the senior like this, you really don't dare to take off the cover. You're all so miserable and fully armed like this. Even the senior couldn't stand it. I'll tell you to take off all your masks. Wouldn't that be fatal? You don't even dare to speak. He could only shake his head at that senior. The senior frowned. He'd never seen you speak so arrogantly. He urged with a hint of annoyance. Hurry up, don't be so slow. But just a few words were spoken. He felt a chill all over his body. It was as if I was cold, lifeless, and lonely in the endless cosmic starry sky. His teeth are fighting. His whole body was trembling. There was no way to speak fully. Haoyang, what's wrong with you? Lin Xiaoye noticed something unusual about Chen Haoyang. Asked suspiciously. Just then, Lin Xiaoye also looked over. You and his eyes met. It was as if sparks flew in midair. Lin Xiaoye caught your gaze. He felt a bolt of lightning pierce his eyes. The lieutenant general was paralyzed on the spot. This person was just on the train. The strange people he encountered. But he just glanced at you. It was as if someone had completely stripped off his clothes. It was laid barely before everyone's eyes. Fear, helplessness, fear. Various negative emotions flooded his mind. He was almost driven mad. At this moment, a sharp voice reached his ears. Call the police, call the police. There are terrorists here. Like a spring breeze blowing into the Jade Gate Pass. Lin Xiaoye suddenly felt a sense of support in his heart. Yeah, if you have trouble, why be afraid of the police? Even if it was some kind of demon or monster. Demons and ghosts. Even in front of the police, he had to be thoroughly disciplined. He immediately shut down the live stream. I called the police. Hello, are you a police officer? There are terrorists here. The location is at the train station. Location of the Chunglai District Public Security Bureau in Coastal City. The exit of Coastal City Railway Station is just when students start school. There are many students. Remember, never provoke the suspect. Otherwise, we can't bear the consequences. Protecting the safety of the people is the first principle. A dozen or so officers quickly got into the police car. Wang Jiangwo, the leader, gave a quick order, and all were carrying firearms. Just now, as Lin Xiaoye called the police. About 10 minutes had passed. The piercing sound of police sirens approached from afar. 3 police cars drove straight to the square in front of the train station. More than 10 police officers filed out one after another. He quickly walked over. Who called the police? What is the specific situation? Wang Jiangwo glanced around. I checked the situation. After finding no suspects armed with weapons, he also breathed a sigh of relief before Lin Xiaoye could speak. Chun Haoyang rushed over. It's me, police officer. Someone here is going to blow up the train station. How is this possible? Under China's strict management of weapons and explosives, it was simply impossible for anyone to collect enough explosives. Could it be that some country secretly transported it here? Want to create panic in China? Where are the criminals? Are there large weapons? Wang Xing prepared to inform the train station to evacuate the crowd. Train operations were suspended. Qian Xianlin notified the armed police to come and cooperate. Wang Jiangwo issued 2 orders in a row. The subordinate immediately received the order and went to the half-bombed train station. If the handling is improper, this was a case that would shock the entire nation. Even Wang Jiangwo has been a police officer for over 20 years. Countless hooligans, thieves, and fugitives were caught. She couldn't help but get nervous. It's the person wearing a mask, sunglasses, and baseball cap. Just now, he tried to sneak into our school bus, but was caught by me. Police officer, hurry up and catch him. Chen Haoyang pointed at you and said, you faced Wang Jiangwo, spread your hands, and shrugged. It means you don't have any murder weapon. Not a bad person. And she tried to keep her expression as harmless as possible. He didn't want the police officer to misunderstand him. Wang Jiangwo narrowed his eyes and looked at you. A person who looks ordinary. He covered his face very tightly. A faint sense of a fierce, sinister aura emanated from him. This kind of aura was only seen on fugitives who had killed several people in a row. What he saw was indifference to life and death. Only those whose hands have blood can have it. This is a big fish. He patted Chun Haoyang on the shoulder. Calm him down. Use your eyes to signal your colleague to walk slowly toward you. Wang Jiangwo tried to soften his gaze and expression, afraid of angering the dangerous person in front of him. Although the other party had nothing in hand, but there was always a bomb in the bag behind him. Hello, I am the captain of the Chunglai District Public Security Bureau. If you have any questions or requests, feel free to let me know. Never harm innocent civilians. The closer he got to this person, the more he could feel the fierce aura radiating from him, the more intense it became. Even more terrifying than the most murderous person he had ever seen. Could it be some mercenaries who kill without mercy? Is there some kind of conspiracy behind this? You see the police officer walking toward you like this. You feel like your life suddenly becomes dark. Maybe coming to college was a mistake or wrong decision. Or rely on doing tasks at home. Eating takeout to make a living is good. You shouldn't have traveled all the way to college. After all the effort, it still turned into a mess. His hand slowly reached for the bag behind him. Wang Jiangwo looked at you. He reached for the backpack behind him. Could it be that they want to take weapons? He quickly reached for his waist. As an experienced officer, it only takes 2 seconds to draw the pistol and shoot. However, the other party's next move left Wang Jiangwo confused. Outside the train station at this moment, a dozen or so fully armed police officers stood in place. Wang Jiangwo, leading the group, looked on with a tense expression. Slowly reach your hand into the backpack behind you. I want to show them the employment notice. Wang Jiangwo watched as you reached for the backpack behind you. He felt deeply uneasy. Could it be that they want to take weapons? He quickly reached for his waist. As an experienced officer, it only takes 2 seconds to draw the pistol and shoot. But your next move confused Wang Jiangwo. You first put your bag on the ground. Then put your phone and wallet. He also placed his ID card on the ground. Then, spread your palms facing upward and spread your 5 fingers forward. Wang Jiangwo cooperated greatly with this dangerous figure in front of him. The hand reaching for his waist moved away. Already with Wang Jiangwo, he breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. Please come with us to the Public Security Bureau. Wang Jiangwo finished speaking. Immediately, 2 police officers will walk up behind you. After you raise both hands and make an OK gesture in the air, heading toward the police car. School hasn't arrived yet. First, go to the police station and report in. You are extremely frustrated inside, seeing the dangerous man get into the police car. Wang Zhangwo said to Chen Haoyang, "If you report to the police, come with us too. Make a statement." Before Chen Haoyang could speak, Lin Xiaoye hurried forward and said, "The police uncle is the police officer I called." Wang Zhangwo glanced at Xiao Yi with a faint look. Inside the police car, you look on guard. Two police officers sweating profusely on their foreheads. He was utterly speechless inside. "You're so naked you're almost going out to get a mosaic." The two officers still acted like this. It was really awkward. The police car roared all the way to the city. At the entrance of the District Public Security Bureau, the two officers constantly felt the terrifying pressure of the car. Trembling legs, I got out of the car first. Today is the darkest day in their decades of police service. You just got out of the police car. He saw a police officer rushing over to Wang Zhangwo. The captain held an emergency video conference. All officers in the station must participate. Wang Zhangwo frowned. No one knows what major event has happened this time. He looks at you dangerously. He instructed the police officer beside him. First, lock him up, then hurry up to the meeting. And so, he was hastily locked in a room. Just as he walked in, you see a chair inside the house. He sat down directly. Ding! Extraordinary temperament. System refreshes tasks. Let the criminal before you confess and face justice. Reward. Fierce and fierce spirit. Just a bit of constitution. A little money. 1,000. There are also mysterious gift packs. But what surprises you greatly? The system had no idea what was happening today. They actually gave you a cash reward of 1,000 yuan. Normally, a single task costs at most 100 yuan. After all, a few dozen yuan is the norm. And a mysterious gift pack. How could you not be excited? At that moment, a voice rang out. I tell you, no matter how many groups you switch, I will never confess. The speaker was a person with both hands handcuffed to a chair. The person sitting right across from you. You take a look inside the room. Only then did he realize this was a divine reprimand system. The assigned task was to make this person confess and face justice. You sized up the criminal in front of you. The criminal is watching you too. The two locked eyes. The criminal who was speaking suddenly felt a chill run through his body. It was as if he were seen by him like a terrifying beast, terrified and helpless, enveloping the person before him. It seemed as if he could devour him in an instant. The criminal couldn't help but wipe the sweat from his forehead. Who are you calling delusional? You spoke, but what was said felt like a death declaration for criminals. The criminal's mouth and legs began to tremble together. Step by step, you slowly walk toward the criminal. But every step you take feels like stepping on the heart of a criminal. Makes it hard for criminals to breathe. The criminal backed away with all his strength, along with the stool. He kept shouting nonstop. Minnie, don't come over. You suddenly lean your face close to the criminal and take off your sunglasses. Suddenly, a sound rang out. The criminal let out a pig-like scream. He quickly covered his eyes with his hands. Both the person and the chair fell directly to the ground. His whole body trembled. He spoke intermittently. I confess. Please, don't come any closer. The criminal lay on the ground, eyes closed. He kept begging for mercy. The look in his eyes was terrifying. He feels her gaze is like a sharp blade. He was tortured to death with each stroke. Suddenly, you hear the dripping of water. Immediately after, a foul smell of urine was noticed. You look at a puddle of water on the ground. He couldn't help but eat with the shank on his nose. With your guts, you still do something illegal. After saying that, you put on your sunglasses. Ding, mission completed. Rewards have been distributed. Please check the host. The killing intent released with excitement intensified. The criminal wailed on the ground like the end of the world. He kept shouting, I plead guilty, I plead guilty. Meanwhile, Wang Zhangwo, who had just finished the meeting, opened the door to the interrogation room from outside. This is exactly what they saw. They interrogated the criminal. For 2 days and nights, not a single word came from the criminal. It had only been a short while before he confessed. You and Lin Xiaoye walked out of the police station one after the other. The evening breeze blew away a bit of awkwardness. Lin Xiaoye, who was behind her, suddenly quickened her pace. He called out to you. Classmate Yi, wait a minute. You instinctively stop. He didn't have time to break. His cheek slammed firmly against your back. You quickly turn around, seeing her covering her reddened nose. His eyes were full of apology. Excuse me. You all spoke in unison. I guess I'm just embarrassed, causing you to be misunderstood. He was even taken to the police station. Lin Xiaoye's voice was tinged with guilt. Just finished speaking. Nosebleed trickled down his fingers. Your heart tightened. After realizing his physique had been systematically enhanced, it was as solid as a bronze wall and an iron wall. This collision was definitely uncomfortable. No, I have to go to the hospital for a checkup. You didn't give her a chance to refuse. I hailed a taxi by the roadside. She quickly ran back to his side. He scooped her up horizontally. Lin Xiaoye cried out in surprise. Instinctively, he wrapped his arms around her neck. His cheeks instantly turned red. He even forgot to wipe his nosebleed. The taxi quickly stopped in front of Yanhai City Hospital. The ENT doctor frowned, holding the scan. How did you hit it? Did he hit a wall? His nose was broken. You and Lin Xiaoye exchanged glances. We can only accept this statement. The doctor advised her to rest more. They prescribed medication to reduce swelling and relieve pain. You follow closely the whole time. Even more nervous than she was. Walk out of the hospital. Lin Xiaoye looked at you and couldn't help but laugh. I have a nosebleed. Why are you more anxious than I am? You answer seriously. A good man shouldn't let a beautiful woman get hurt even a little. This made Lin Xiao also pause in surprise. A smile immediately appeared at the corner of his mouth, thinking about how I could finally get along normally with others. The excitement you've suppressed for years can no longer be contained. He did a sharp backflip on the spot. Only upon landing did he realize the ground beneath his feet had cracked a trace from the shock. He quickly covered it up. So happy. I have practiced before. Lin Xiaoye was full of admiration. You're too powerful. Actually, today is the day I've spoken the most in years. You gaze at the distant street scene. His tone was full of relief. Lin Xiaoye also remembered your silent and enduring expression at the train station. Nod vigorously. I believe it. Just two simple words warm your heart. You didn't say anything more. They simply walked side by side to school. Coastal Hospital is only a street away from Yanhai University. Meanwhile, inside the Chengli District Public Security Bureau, Wang Xian, Qian Xian, and Lin Xingcheng rushed into the office. Ding Li, the criminal from Team Wang, confessed fully. He confessed to the crime without hesitation. Wang Zhangwo didn't look up, pointing at the computer screen. Take a look at this video. The screen showed the interrogation room. You just went in not long ago. Haven't said a few words yet. Ding Li began begging for mercy. The moment he took off his sunglasses. He was so scared he wet himself. He was scared. Wang Xing looked utterly incredulous. Not really. Wang Zhangwo recalled the scene at the train station. Frowning. The fierce aura emanating from this kid. Scarier than the most vicious fugitive I've ever seen. But we didn't feel it. At most, he thought he was just an ordinary young man. Xianling muttered. Wang Zhangwo rubbed his temples. Maybe he was too exhausted from handling cases. There is an illusion. Dan Telly's terrified expression could not be faked. He got up and walked out. He suddenly stopped at the door. Keep an eye on Yi Beinian from Yanhai University. Report any issues promptly and understand. Wang Xian and Xianling responded in unison. His eyes were full of doubts. Yet he still remembered the name. Yu and Lin Xiaoye chatted and laughed all the way. Unconsciously, they arrived at the gate of Yanhai University. He was caught up in Chen Haoyang, who paced back and forth. In front of the Yanhai University gate, Chen Haoyang saw you walking side by side with Lin Xiaoye. They looked both talking and laughing. The face sank instantly. He hurried forward to meet him. How are you with her? Her tone was clearly displeased. His gaze sizing you up and down, as if scrutinizing something. Lin Xiaoye explained with a smile. We got it wrong. His name was Yi Beimian. He is a freshman at our school. It's in the same department as us. He then turned to Chen Haoyang and introduced him. This is Chen Haoyang. The school is recognized as the heartthrob of our school. There are lots of fangirls. Chen Haoyang heard the school heartthrob call him. A trace of pride flashed across his face. But seeing that there was not a trace of emotion in Lin Xiaoye's eyes, a sense of loss rose in his heart again. Out of courtesy, she nodded at him. Only then did Chen Haoyang realize. That suffocating fierce aura from you. It has already disappeared. Only the steadiness of ordinary young people remains. He straightened his chest, put on a proud pose. After a soft hum, it counted as a response. Lin Xiaoye was already used to her appearance. Ignore it, grab your arm. Walk. I'll take you to sign up. You follow him into the campus. 2 rows of ginkgo trees sway in the wind. Golden leaves fall to the ground like butterflies. The campus in autumn is so beautiful it makes you stop to look. Wow, it's beautiful. You sincerely admire it. It's beautiful. Lin Xiao also chimed in. Suddenly, your arm was bumped. A boy wearing glasses hurried up to Lin Xiaoye. Said excitedly, Senior Ono, I am Du Yajun, a freshman, data and computer applications major. I've been watching your problem-solving live streams all along. It was by following you that I got into Yanhai University. Can I take a photo with you? Before Lin Xiaoye could recall, Chen Haoyang suddenly stepped forward, standing between the two. The tone was contemptuous. You don't look at yourself either. Xiao Yi is someone you can see whenever you want. If you want a photo, just take a photo. Du Yajun's face flushed bright red. Clutching his phone, he whispered his argument. I just admire the seniors' problem-solving skills. Chun, don't say that about juniors. Lin Xiaoye frowned and interrupted him. He turned to Du Yajun and smiled. Give me the phone. Let's take a photo together. Du Yajun was overjoyed. He quickly handed over his phone. Lin Xiaoye took the phone. He handed it to Chun Haoyang. Please help us take a photo. Although Chun Haoyang was reluctant, but he still took the phone. Lin Xiaoye grabbed your arm and said with a smile, we rely on each other together. Maybe you're actually classmates. Du Yajun quickly agreed. Yes. Shoot together. You wear sunglasses, a mask, and a baseball cap. Standing between Lin Xiaoye and Du Yajun, we took a somewhat unique group photo. Afterwards, Lin Xiaoye suggested adding each other on WeChat. It's convenient to send photos. You smiled and opened the WeChat QR code. He added each other as friends. Just added on WeChat. Lin Xiaoye's phone rang. It was Principal Chow calling. He quickly told you, go straight ahead, then turn left to reach the department's freshman registration area. I have something urgent, so I'll leave first. If I watch this figure jog away. You shrugged and said to Du Yajun, let's go. Let's sign up, boss Yi. Du Yajun picked up the bag from the ground, excitedly following behind you. I will be with you in the future. You have to cover me. You didn't argue, letting him follow behind her. Not far away, Chun Haoyang watched the scene. He gritted his teeth in anger. He cursed Du Yajun for being blind, leaving him a rich second-generation heir not to curry favor. Instead, he wanted to please someone of unknown origin. Inside the president's office of Yanhai University, Chao Wenmao saw Lin Xiaoye come in. He quickly got up. Student Ono, I'll let you live stream the orientation at the train station. Why did you end up at the police station? Lin Xiaoye was just about to explain. Seeing Principal Chao's gloomy face, he quickly corrected himself. Uncle Chao, at worst, I'll always put up Yanhai University sign when I live stream from now on. Helping schools with publicity. Only then did Chao Wenmao smile. He took a bag out of the cabinet and handed it over. This is the chili sauce your aunt just made. Take it home and let your parents try it. Thank you, Uncle Chao. Lin Xiaoye took the bag. He asked casually, our school is already a key university. Do I still need a little streamer like me to promote it? Chao Wenmao smiled mysteriously. Of course you do, just follow the instructions. What he didn't mention was because of Lin Xiaoye's problem-solving live stream. Many top math students actively applied to Yanhai University. Back to the dormitory. Lin Xiao couldn't wait to open the 4 major beauties group. I called the group video call. Zheng Jingjing, Zhang Yanyan, and Guan Weiwei almost responded instantly. 3 familiar faces immediately appeared on the screen. Lin Xiaoye took his phone and walked around the dormitory. Give a thumbs up and shout, kids, Dad, I'm back. Your dad is packing my things. Zheng Jingjing retorted with a smile. Look at your dad, where am I? Zhang Yanyan shook her phone. The background is a train carriage. Lin Xiaoye and Guan Weiwei exclaimed in unison. You are smart on the train. Zhang Yanyan snapped her fingers. Weiwei, why are you so down? Lin Xiao also noticed that Guan Weiwei's mood was off. Guan Wei sighed. My mom told me to go on a blind date tomorrow, and I'm feeling down. Oh my god, my mom wouldn't let me date in college. The difference is too great. Lin Xiaoye exclaimed. What? You want to fall in love? There's a goal. Zheng Jingjing immediately became interested. Lin Xiaoye supported Xia, he with one hand. Your image comes to mind. A flicker of excitement rose in his heart. With the calmness of a princess carry. Composure in the face of trouble. All of this made her feel especially safe. I want to get to know you better. In the video, Zheng Jingjing, Zhang Yanyan immediately asked on Weibo if he had a target. Lin Xiao also admitted frankly that it was a newly reported righteous rebirth. He even dug up previous group photos and posted them in the group chat. Seeing the photo of you covered up tightly from head to toe, the 3 teased one after another. Worried about your poor appearance or scarring. Advise him not to be too hasty. Lin Xiaoye remained unmoved. He has already made up his mind for you. They've long overlooked the external barriers. Hung up the video. Lin Xiaoye lay on the bed, tossing and turning, their eyes fixed on your WeChat name. No matter how impressive a name, it can't withstand a single note. Struggled with how to start the conversation. He repeatedly edited and edited the messages. In the end, only one sentence was sent. Simple. Have you finished signing up? You just finished making your dorm bed when you got the message. He smiled faintly. Short reply. It's over. Thinking about how I still haven't found a hot water room or shop. He added. Where's the boiling water room? I didn't see any at the school store either. A little thirsty. Seeing the message, Lin Xiao immediately jumped out of bed, grabbed his coat, and ran outside. I bought a low-sugar milk tea at the entrance of the boys' apartment. Waiting quietly. You finished tidying up and walked out of the apartment. She saw him standing by the roadside holding milk tea. Sunlight fell on his face. It looks especially lively. Sorry, tidying up the dorm delayed me, and I'm late. You smiled and stepped forward. Never mind. Lin Xiaoye quickly handed you the milk tea. I'm afraid you won't get used to too sweet things. I asked the boss to add less sugar. You took off a corner of your mask and took a bite. The sweetness is just right. Nodding in praise. Quite sweet, just right. Lin Xiaoye looked at you, still wearing sunglasses. He couldn't help but grumble inwardly. He doesn't even take off his mask when drinking milk tea. However, the exposed lips were sharply defined. Actually quite sexy. Come on, I'll show you around the school. Familiarize yourself with the environment. Lin Xiaoye was the first to step forward. As you walk, I'll introduce you to the locations of the teaching building, cafeteria, and playground. Not far away. Chen Haoyang was walking out of the boys' apartment with Luo Tao, Peng Liang, and Zhang Zhe. Seeing you walking side by side with Lin Xiaoye, laughing, his face instantly darkened. Luo Tao and the others noticed his displeasure. Everyone suggested teaching you a lesson. Chen Haoyang waved his hand. A hint of calculation flashed in his eyes. He came up with a better solution, planning to embarrass you tomorrow. The two walked all the way deep into the campus. Lin Xiao also recalled the misunderstanding from earlier that day. I couldn't get rid of it. He proactively offered to treat everyone to lunch tomorrow to apologize. You smile and refuse. Turn the tables. You already treated me to milk tea today. I'll treat you tomorrow, and you decide the location. Lin Xiaoye smiled and agreed. Her heart felt sweet. Neither of them noticed. Chen Haoyang and the other three were standing not far away. He witnessed this scene. Chen Haoyang suppressed his anger. He said to those around him, "Wait and see. Tomorrow, he'll show him how powerful it is." The next day, Lin Xiaoye dressed up early as agreed. Waiting early at the school gate, you changed into casual clothes. When it appears, he stood on tiptoe and waved at you. His eyes were full of amusement. The two were just about to set off. A BMW suddenly stopped beside him. Chen Haoyang rolled down the car window. His tone was deliberately familiar. "Xiaoye, are you going out to eat?" His gaze swept over you, with a subtle provocation. "It's none of your business." Lin Xiaoye's tone was cold, but Chen Haoyang was not going to give up. Raised an eyebrow. "Few people, too many meals to eat. I'll make up the numbers, and I'll choose the location." Before Lin Xiaoye could refuse, he was already the first to drive, heading toward the most luxurious Tonghui Grand Hotel in Yanhai City. You whispered to Lin Xiaoye, "You want to kill me?" Lin Xiaoye gave a mischievous smile. He whispered in his ear, "Don't worry, you have to pick the best fat pigs to slaughter. Later, he will pay the bill." Entering the private room, a large round table was filled with exquisite dishes. There's also a bottle of 82-year-old Lafite. Chen Haoyang raised his glass and swirled it. He said to you with a contemptuous tone, "Ye Beinian, try this. You probably haven't tried it before." You take off your mask and take a gentle sip. A faint compliment. Not bad. Lin Xiaoye used the excuse of going to the restroom. Only you and Chen Haoyang were left in the private room. He put away his fake smile. The tone was cold. Birds of a feather flock together. Together. Xiaoye is not something a poor kid like you can hope for. You swirl your wine glass. Calm eyes. You think your vision and cultivation make you worthy of him. Chen Haoyang instantly flew into a rage. Just about to attack. Lin Xiaoye happened to push the door open and walk in. He had no choice but to suppress his anger and pretend to chat casually. At this moment, the system notification sound suddenly sounded. Someone committed a robbery near Tonghui Hotel. Please grant me a restraint. The reward is to be more fierce and straightforward, a bit more ruthless, a bit more killing intent, a bit more systematic. 1 VIP black gold card for Tonghui Grand Hotel. You stood up and said to Lin Xiaoye, "I'll go out." Before he could ask further, he quickly walked out of the private room. Chen Haoyang watched your back and sneered. Definitely can't afford the meal. He found an excuse to slip away. Lin Xiao also shot him a look, but didn't respond. You rushed out of the hotel. Soon, shouts of robbery were heard. An old man was chasing after a young man. The boy clutched a bundle tightly in his arms. They fled desperately. The old man was exhausted. All they could do was stand there and call for help. You quickly caught up with the boy, grabbed him by the collar. He sternly demanded that he return the money to the old man. The boy struggled relentlessly. You raise your hand and pat him on the shoulder. The boy winced in pain. The bundle fell to the ground. You pick up the bundle. Seeing this, the young man replied. You wait, clutching your shoulders and fleeing in panic. You hand the bundle to the old man. He asked him to count the money. The old man opened his bundle. Inside were neatly scattered spirit banknotes. He let out a long sigh of relief and explained. This is paper money to burn for the deceased spouse. For him, it was more important than real money. You look at the spirit money. For a moment, he couldn't help but laugh and cry. After the old man's repeated thanks, Turn back to the hotel private room. When Chen Haoyang saw you return, he immediately mocked you. The borrower finally came back. You can't be bothered to pay attention. He said to Lin Xiaoye, have you eaten? Let's go. You haven't eaten yet. Lin Xiao also asked in confusion. No need. You said this as you called the waiter outside to settle the bill. The waiter bowed and announced the price. Sir, a total of 100,600. Chen Haoyang sneered. Heirs. You also have to have capital. He didn't finish his words. Your cold gaze swept over me and abruptly stopped. A chill spread through his entire body. You were about to pull out your bank card. Suddenly, he touched a black card with gold trim in his wallet. It was the VIP black gold card rewarded by the system. You hand the black gold card to the waiter and use this talisman. The waiter saw the card and was instantly excited. Enough. Sir, please wait a moment. I'll go get the manager. Chen Haoyang looked utterly disdainful. They assume you're just putting on an act. But it didn't take long. The manager of Honghui Grand Hotel came in with 2 rows of service staff, holding the black gold card in both hands. Dear Mr. Yi, your visit brings honor to our hotel. The manager explained. This black gold card is issued worldwide, with only 8 cardholder discounts issued by banks. You can enjoy free private bookings at any Honghui hotel. Today, it was the hotel's negligence. This meal must be free. Chen Haoyang was dumbfounded. I look at you in disbelief. He also wanted to question the authenticity of the card, but the manager told me the hotel had verified the card's ownership. And because of him, he slanders you. All Honghui stores will permanently refuse to serve him. 2 security guards stepped forward. She directly married off the tearful and resisting Chen Haoyang. You and Lin Xiaoye walk out of the hotel amid the respectful farewells of everyone. Lin Xiaoye said with a smile, let's have a meal with you. It really felt like a gang boss. Chen Haoyang, hiding in the shadows, watched your departing figures. Clench your fists tightly. His eyes were filled with hatred. Yi Beinian, let's wait and see. Step out of Honghui Grand Hotel. The evening breeze carried a slight chill, blowing away the smell of alcohol. You walked side by side with Lin Xiaoye. They chatted and laughed along the way. The topics ranged from the special treatment of hotels to amusing stories from the campus. The atmosphere was relaxed and pleasant. I really didn't expect you to have such an impressive black gold card. Even the manager treats you with great respect. Lin Xiaoye turned his head to look at you. His eyes were full of curiosity. You shrugged. He explained casually. Good luck. The secret of the system reward he received by chance naturally cannot be easily revealed. The 2 of them slowly walked to the gate of Yanhai University. From afar, he saw a group of people gathered by the roadside. He pointed and whispered at a flashy red modified car. The roar of the engine could be heard from far away. Flashy yet glaring. The modifications on this car are just too much. Lin Xiao also muttered instinctively. The words just fell. The rear window of the car rolled down. Chen Haoyang poked his head out. His face showed off deliberately. He shouted at Lin Xiaoye. Xiaoye, look at my car, isn't it cool? She was dressed in a pink suit. Paired with the red car, it creates a striking impact. You couldn't help but curl your lips into a smile. This outfit really matches her temperament. Lin Xiao also smiled perfunctorily. It matches your temperament very well. Chen Haoyang thought he was complimenting him. Immediately climbed up along the pole. Do you want me to take you for a drive? No. I'm so tired today. Lin Xiaoye refused decisively. The people around you gradually start to notice you. Discussions rose and fell one after another. Isn't that Senior Lin Xiaoye? Who was the boy beside her? A few days ago, campus forums were talking about this. They seemed like freshmen. I'm really curious about her identity. How could Senior Ono know so well? Chen Haoyang listened to these words. The jealousy in my heart burned even stronger. Turn my gaze to you, he said with a hint of provocation. Does Yi Beinian even know how to drive? Haven't opened for several years. You answer truthfully. After transmigrating, you have always lived alone. There was no chance to touch the car. That means it will open. Chen Haoyang's eyes lit up. He patted the car hood. My car club has a venue. Do you want to compete with each other? Several of his followers immediately started egging him on. If you don't dare to compete, you're just being timid. He didn't even dare to drive. She still wanted to stand by Senior Ono's side. Lin Xiaoye looked annoyed. I was just about to help you out. But you spoke first. Good. If you really want to compete. Lin Xiao also tugged at your arm. A low reminder. Chen Haoyang is very well known among car enthusiasts. He even went abroad for training for half a year. His driving skills are impressive. No worries, just treat it as a game. You smile and comfort him. The system rewarded extraordinary driving skills are no longer just decorations. More than enough to deal with Chen Haoyang. Chen Haoyang saw you agree. A smug smile appeared on his face. For fairness, let's compare with my car. lest they say I bully you. Soon, the team arrived at the racetrack. The center of the venue is filled with obstacles, and at the corners, water bags and lanterns are placed. The rules are simple. Chen Haoyang pointed to the venue. Tone of arrogance or obstacles is more accurate than accuracy. The more lamps and hoses on the strainer, the better. At the same time, you must pass through the restricted gate in the shortest possible time. Whoever wins is in control. It's not fair. Lin Xiaoye immediately retorted. This is a professional racing training ground. Beinian wasn't a race car driver. Never mind. You pressed his shoulder and added. Add one more. We sat together in each other's front passenger seats. A breathing sound echoed around him. Everyone knows Chen Haoyang drives aggressively. The front passenger seat is practically a death seat. No one dares to try it lightly. Chen Haoyang was momentarily stunned. He then sneered. No problem. Don't be so scared you cry later. He got in the car first. You sit in the front passenger seat. Put on a helmet. The engine roared. The car shot toward the arrow that had left the bow. Chen Haoyang maneuvered the car as it drifted through obstacles. The tires scraped against the ground and made a stinging sound. The water bag and light tube were mostly crushed. One circle down. He broke his own previous record with a time of 15 minutes and 26 seconds. Chen Haoyang looked on proudly. How is it? I'm afraid. You take off your helmet. The tone was flat. So. The brakes weren't quick enough. The braking point is also uncertain. This statement hit Chen Haoyang's weak spot. His face instantly darkened. When it's your turn to drive, he refused to wear a helmet. His face was full of disdain. I'm not as timid as you. You won't say more. Step on the gas, and the countdown ends. The car instantly sprang out. The sudden acceleration caught Chen Haoyang completely off guard. His face changed suddenly, shouting to slow you down. You ignore it. Driving the car, speeding through the venue. A stylish side-slide tail swing during a turn. All water bags and lamps are precisely crushed. The wheels rub against the ground, creating waves of white coating. As the finish line approached, the car sped straight into the crowd. Chen Haoyang was so frightened that he shut his eyes tightly and shouted for the brakes. Just as everyone was shouting in shock, you slammed on the brakes. The car stopped steadily at the edge of the crowd. It took only 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Chen Haoyang was still shaken. After getting out of the car, he leaned against the roadside and started to retch. He even accidentally wet his pants. You can only cover it with a coat tied around your waist. The referee and team members were stunned. Crowds of people rush around to invite you to join the caravan. But you gently refused. Lin Xiaoye also rushed over, excitedly hugging you. You are amazing. He was simply the male idol in my heart. You patted him on the back, feeling his joy. Not far away, Chen Haoyang, watching you embrace, clenched fists. His eyes were full of unwillingness and resentment. On the way back to the taxi, Lin Xiaoye was still excitedly mimicking the scene from your car race. His tone was full of admiration. You look at her joyful expression. He smiled and retorted. Are you that excited? Of course. Lin Xiaoye's eyes sparkled. More thrilling than watching F1 cars. What level of driving skills do you have? An extraordinary episode. You replied casually. This is a system-rewarded skill. How impressive is it? You only know the surface yourself. All I know is when sitting in the driver's seat. Every aspect of the car's data and every turning point on the course. Everything appears in my mind like a precise program, making you feel like a precise driving machine. Back at school, it was already 8 p.m. Travelers on campus came and went without end. School officially starts tomorrow. Most of the students have already returned to school. At this moment, you keenly noticed several lines of sight behind you. Her steps were light, but carried a hint of hostility. You remained calm and composed, taking advantage of the turning point. Take off the coat Lin Xiaoye had previously draped over you. Taking the opportunity, she pinned it on his head, covering her eyes. Stand here and don't move and don't look. Lin Xiaoye nodded obediently. Though puzzled, he didn't ask further. You turn around to look. 5 thugs holding beer bottles had already surrounded him. Leading them was the robbery girl you stopped earlier that afternoon. He tapped the beer bottle into his palm, making a thumping sound. He said nonchalantly, Heroes by day. Let's see how arrogant you are at night. The end of meddling. Let you taste it today. The thugs behind the young man joined in the commotion, slowly closing in. You sneered and advanced instead of retreating. At the first sharp turn, he sidestepped to avoid the beer bottle swung at him. He kicked someone flying with a single kick. Then he grabbed both of their collars and slammed them hard. The 2 of them groaned and collapsed to the ground. The last punch landed on the face of the remaining person. The movements are crisp and neat. Just for a moment, the 4 thugs collapsed to the ground, wailing in pain. Only the leading girl remains. The hand holding the beer bottle trembled uncontrollably. His face was full of terror. Step by step, you approach him and retreat again and again. He shouted, Don't come any closer. You leap into the air. With one hand, he lifted him into the air like lifting a chick. A slap landed on his butt, daring to rob and fight before even reaching adulthood. The courage is not small. The boy struggled in pain, but couldn't break free. He could only cry out, "I was wrong, and I will never dare again. We recognize you as the boss." You loosened your grip. The boy fell to the ground, grinding his teeth in pain, but he immediately got up and knelt on the ground. The eyes are firm. Suji Gang had met the boss before. The other 4 thugs quickly knelt down as well. They shouted in unison, "Boss, you have your hands in your pockets." Said lightly, "Go pick up 2 jeans of trash nearby. Consider it a lesson for you." "Thank you, boss." The 5 men were granted a general amnesty. He quickly got up. Clutching his wounds, he ran outside. Only then did Lin Xiaoye move his hat away. Staring at the scene before him, he was dumbfounded. "Are you really going to let them pick up trash? Whether you pick them up or not doesn't matter." You shrug. "I just hope they don't go down the wrong path again." The 2 of them walked through the alley. Finally, we arrived at the snack stall Lin Xiaoye had mentioned. A strong stench hit his face. You instinctively frown. "What does this taste like?" "Stinky tofu." Lin Xiaoye's eyes lit up. He explained with a smile. "It smells bad but tastes delicious. I promise you won't forget once you eat it." She playfully stuck out her tongue. He turned and called out to the stall owner. "Auntie, 2 servings of stinky tofu, please." You pinched your nose and hesitated. "This can be eaten." "Of course you can." Lin shouted and gave him a chance to respond. Stuff a serving of stinky tofu into your hand. Taste it quickly. You bit down, half believing. Crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. The fresh and fragrant flavor instantly spreads on the tongue. The previous resistance vanished instantly. "How about it? I didn't lie to you." Lin Xiaoye looked at your expression. He laughed proudly. The 2 of them ate and walked together. The aroma of stinky tofu mingles with the evening breeze. There was actually a different kind of aura. You look at Lin Xiaoye beside you, whose eyes curve with a smile. A long-lost warmth suddenly welled up in his heart. This is probably normal life. There are friends and laughter. And surprisingly delicious. The more you eat, the more addicted you get. The previous resistance to stinky tofu has long since vanished. He finished a whole serving in just a few bites. Lin Xiaoye watched you eat with great relish. Smiled so much that his eyebrows and eyes curled. "I told you. I hope it won't disappoint you." The 2 of them ate as they walked toward the school. The night is getting darker. The evening breeze carries the chill of autumn. The wind rustled the leaves by the roadside. Just as he stepped through the school gate, Lin Xiaoye suddenly stopped walking. He looked around warily. There are few pedestrians on campus. The dim yellow light of the streetlights stretched the shadows long. The once bustling main road was now eerily quiet. He instinctively leans closer to you, lowered his voice, and said, "Do not leave the dormitory after 11 p.m., especially not going to the center of the school, which is the hardest." You raise an eyebrow. He asked with a puzzled look, "What's wrong?" Because that who was very sinister. Lin Xiaoye's voice carried a hint of lingering fear. "Last year, a freshman got drunk and climbed over the wall to return to school. So I headed toward Drunken Heart Lake. Then he disappeared. The surveillance footage showed that his phone was lost, but he didn't pick it up. In the end, the body was recovered from the lake." He paused, then continued. "The key is that there are railings around the lake. Crossing the railing to the center of the lake is a long stretch of steps. As for how it fell, to this day no one knows. It's particularly weird." You watch him nervously wrap his coat tightly. He smiled faintly. "There are no ghosts or monsters. It's all about scaring yourself. But even the senior students say so." Lin Xiaoye glanced around, as if afraid something might suddenly appear. "When I first enrolled, I didn't believe it." He dragged his roommate to the lakeside and kept watch for several days. No abnormalities found. But the second year, there was a new beginning. After the incident, no one dared approach in the middle of the night. "All right, stop thinking about that. You can see his fear. Tone it down. I'll take you back to the dormitory." Lin Xiaoye nodded. He quickened his pace. The 2 of them remained silent all the way. Only footsteps and the occasional sound of wind echoed in his ears. They arrived at the entrance of the girl's apartment. "You stop. Remember to go to the hospital tomorrow for a follow-up nasal checkup. Don't take it seriously." "Got it." Lin Xiaoye raised his hand and made an okay gesture. He turned and ran into the apartment building, disappeared into the night. You head toward the boys' dormitory. Just returned to the dormitory. They saw Du Yajun, Wu Feiyang, and Yuan Kaiwan gathered together. The conversation was lively. "I saw you come in." Du Yajun immediately ran over holding his phone. "Bossy, please watch Senior Xiaoye's live stream. Her problem-solving skills are just too good. I spent a whole day pondering that question, but couldn't figure it out. He solved it in just a few minutes." You leaned in to take a look. Lin Xiaoye in the title, directly facing the blank paper to explain the problem. Organized. His tone was light and cheerful. You responded faintly. He then walked over to his desk and sat down. He took out paper and pen to write and draw. Bossy, what are you drawing? Du Yajun curiously leaned in, looking at the complex lines and symbols on the paper, his face full of confusion. I can't understand it at all. It would be strange if you could understand it. You smile and keep up the momentum. These are the extraordinary observations you combine with system rewards. Some speculations about the drunken lake case. Although Lin Xiaoye sounded like a rumor, but you always feel things aren't that simple. Wu Feiyong and Yuan Kaiwen also gathered around. His gaze fell on your face, with the same doubt. Bossy, can you still see clearly in sunglasses at this hour? Get along these days. They have never seen you take off your sunglasses. He had long been curious. You look up, your gaze sweeping over the three of them. Said with a smile. Used to it, you can see it. You didn't tell them. Beneath the sunglasses were eyes reddened by accumulated system tasks. These eyes not only inexplicably intimidate people, there are even more special abilities hidden there. You have to be careful to cover it up. Lights out time was approaching. You wash up and lie down in bed. The dormitory lights went out. You quietly took off your sunglasses. His fingertips brushed over his eyelids. Sighed softly. These eyes bring far more trouble than you might imagine. Just as I was about to fall asleep, suddenly, a system notification sounded in his mind. Ding! Extraordinary temperament. System task refresh. The world-class detective main quest has begun. Side quest. Rescue the boy who is about to fall into the lake of intoxication. Reward. Extraordinary observation, 10 points, 10,000 in funds. You suddenly jump out of bed. Her foot accidentally hit the railing at the foot of the bed. The pain makes you let out a low cry. Drunken Heartlake. Could it be that the rumors Lin Xiaoye mentioned really had human factors? You don't have time to think about it. Grabbed his coat and ran outside. I was too hasty to go out. A slipper fell to the ground. You don't even have time to celebrate the festival. One foot dashed toward Drunken Heart Lake. The night was deep. The area around Drunken Heart Lake was eerily quiet. Only the sound of wind brushing across the lake surface. From afar, you can see a boy slowly walking toward the center of the lake. The lake water had already flooded her chest. Her eyes were vacant. It was as if he was being controlled by something. Step by step, we ventured deeper. Stop. After shouting, you quickly rush over. He grabbed her arm, but the boy seemed not to hear. He still moved forward. The strength is amazing. You helplessly raised your hand and swung it at his neck. The boy instantly lost consciousness, collapsed softly in your arms. You struggled to lift her up, heading toward the shore. Ding's side quest completed. Rewards have been distributed. Please check the host. The system prompt sounded. You breathed a sigh of relief. She looked down at the boy in her arms. He found a bit of white powder stuck between his fingernails. Once it encounters water, it is almost impossible to see clearly. You frown. This is definitely not a simple bizarre event. The fences around the lake are clearly locked during the day, but at this moment it was open. It was like a passage specially reserved for someone. You carry the boy to the dormitory. He became even more certain that someone was up to something behind the scenes. Back to the dormitory. Your three roommates are sleeping soundly. The sound of snoring rose and fell one after another. I wasn't woken up at all by your loud commotion. You put the boy on a chair. Let him lie face down on his desk. He lay back in bed, tossing and turning, unable to sleep. It seems the secret of this drunken heart, Lake, needs to be revealed soon. Early the next morning, you take advantage of the rest of the dorm before they're awake. Quietly arriving at Drunken Heart Lake. The lake's surface in the early morning is shrouded in a thin mist. The railings have been restored to their original condition, locked tightly. If it weren't for last night's experience, it was almost like an illusion. You circle the lakeshore and take a closer look. But no more clues were found. He could only let it go for now. 8 o'clock in the morning. Freshmen gathered on the playground. After President Chao, Wan Mao, delivered his opening speech, he introduced Gu Dandan, the military training instructor. This female instructor looked young, but his style was exceptionally strict. Just then, some people whispered among themselves. He punished her by standing for an hour. He instantly stunned the entire audience. Everyone stood at attention and rested. Gu Dandan's voice was loud and powerful. His gaze swept over the ranks, suddenly stopping on you. That classmate. Do you think wearing sunglasses during military training is cool? You are prepared, returning to the report with resolute force. The instructor had just undergone eye surgery and couldn't get wind exposure. Gu Dandan nodded in approval. The answer was loud and clear. I hope everyone can respond to my questions like this in the future. The military training that followed was dull and exhausting. Morning drills and formation. Standing at military posture in the afternoon. Under the scorching sun, sweat soaked through his clothes. Du Yajun, Wu Feiyong, and the others collapsed onto the bed as soon as they returned to the dormitory. He exclaimed he couldn't handle it. Only you remain calm and composed. The system reward stats have long made you far surpass ordinary people. Wu Feiyang touched his skin, which had turned into a tanned face of two genders. Wailing to buy face masks and sunscreen, Yuan Kaiwan teased him. Previously, they said the instructor was gentle. But now, he had been taught a harsh lesson. You watched him play around. He remembered to find Lin Xiaoye to learn more rumors about Drunken Heart Lake. He took out his phone and called her. Lin Xiaoye had just put on a pair of contact lenses. Pick up immediately when you see your call. You said you wanted to treat her to dinner. Just asked a bit about it. He gladly agreed. Hung up the phone. He then realized that the other contact lens had fallen somewhere unknown. I had no choice but to dig out the long-sealed frames and glasses. Daisher was already waiting for her at the entrance of the girl's apartment. Seeing her wearing glasses, he couldn't help but tease. Usually wears invisibility. I didn't expect you to be nearsighted. Occasionally wearing a frame isn't bad either. Lin Xiaoye playfully adjusted his glasses. Suddenly, he grabbed your arm. Come on. While the eyewear shop was still open. I need to get a new pair of contact lenses. Lin Xiao also revealed his own prescription in the shop. The boss quickly took out suitable contact lenses. You look at the color contact lens poster on the wall. Suddenly remembering his own reddened eyes, he asked, are there colored contact lenses that are close to the normal color of your eyeballs? The boss took out several glass bottles. Lin Xiaoye came over to help you pick out a natural style. When it came time to pay, you paid first. Lin Xiaoye blushed and said thank you. Her heart felt sweet. Walk out of the eyeglass store. Lin Xiao also asked curiously. You said before that you had something to ask me about. I want to gather all the rumors about Drunken Heart Lake. You say it seriously. I think those bizarre events might be man-made. Lin Xiaoye cried out in surprise. He quickly covered his mouth and whispered. You also feel something is wrong. When I first enrolled, I didn't believe in any ghosts. She kept watch with her roommate for several days without finding anything unusual. But the next year, a new student died in the lake. The police also found no clues. After that, no one dared to get close. He paused, then added. Some even say there's a tower at the bottom of the lake that suppresses the evil principle. Please consult a feng shui master. And the ones who died were all freshmen. Every back-to-school season, something goes wrong. The two chatted as they walked toward the school. Passing by Yanhai City Hospital, a commotion erupted in the outpatient hall, mixed with cries of pleading. Please save my sister. The voice sounded a bit familiar. You stop, he said to Lin Xiaoye. I'll go take a look. Pushing through the crowd, you see the young man Su Jigang, who robbed the spirit money yesterday, kneeling on the ground. His face was full of tears. When he sees you, his eyes flicker away. She lowered her head in shame. Boss, I'm embarrassing you. What's going on? You asked coldly. Su Jigang choked up as he explained. His sister was diagnosed with acute myocarditis. After the hospitalization fees run out, the hospital interrupted treatment. He even pushed the hospital bed into the aisle. He only thought about stealing the spotlight after reaching a dead end. Lin Xiao squeezed in as well. Seeing the pale-faced little girl on the hospital bed, she trembled with anger. What kind of hospital is this? And is there any medical ethics? He took out his phone and turned on the live broadcast camera, aimed at the hospital bed and the surrounding security guards. Angry accusations of hospital behavior. A security guard saw this and stepped forward to knock out his phone. He even tried to push him. You are quick-witted. He caught Lin Xiaoye, who was about to fall. He looked coldly at the two security guards. Where do you plan to push the hospital beds? The security guard replied disdainfully. Of course, it's about losing money on the street and still wanting medical treatment. The words just fell. You picked them up one by one. He walked straight out of the hospital. He threw the two of them hard onto the steps. The crowd watching erupted in enthusiastic applause. Someone took out their phone to take photos. Lin Xiaoye picked up his phone. The live stream chat had already exploded. The show started just a few minutes ago. The number of clicks has already surpassed 1 million. You walk into the payment counter. He took out his bank card. With a loud slap, I slammed the bill on the counter pay. After the hospital receives the payment information, he finally agreed to let Su Jigang's sister continue her hospitalization. In the hospital room, Su Jigang suddenly knelt down in front of you. She thanked him with tears. You sternly told her to get up. Tell him that true strength is protecting those you want to protect, instead of kneeling lightly. Lin Xiaoye looked at you. His eyes were full of admiration. At that moment, his phone rang. It was my mother's voice. He anxiously asked if she had been injured in the hospital. Your live stream has already spread across the internet. You watch her patiently comfort your mother. A sudden warmth welled up in his heart. Perhaps this is the kind of life you've always longed for. You and Lin Xiaoye had just walked out of the hospital. The phone rang. It was her mother calling. As soon as the call connected, An anxious voice came through the phone. Nyo, are you okay? You look at Lin Xiaoye beside you. His eyes were full of confusion. Answering into the phone. I'm fine. Mom, why are you so steady? Meanwhile, Lin Xiaoye's father, Lin Xiaoye, snatched the phone. His tone was filled with concern. You were beaten at the city hospital. He said it was okay. Lin Xiaoye cried out in surprise. He hurriedly asked, how do you know you were beaten in the hospital? The videos are all on the hot search. They also asked how we knew. Lin Xiaoye's complaint came through. On the phone, she could vaguely hear her mother, Yanqilin, giving her advice. Hung up the phone. You shook your phone. The above is exactly the related news. Said with a smile. I didn't expect your influence to be so great. Lin Xiaoye took the phone. Only then did he realize someone had recorded the entire live stream of him and uploaded online. The headline boldly stated that the city hospital had a corrupt medical atmosphere and was beaten by a live streamer. He couldn't help but frown. Just put down the phone. Lin Xiaoye's phone rang again. It was Lin Xiaoye calling. His tone was urgent. Girl, hurry to the treatment and nursing home right now. Your grandfather suddenly suffered a heart attack. The call was abruptly hung up. Lin Xiaoye panicked instantly. With red eyes, he said, Grandpa must have been frightened by the video online. He loves me the most. You quickly comforted her. Don't worry, it'll be fine. Saying that, he hailed a taxi by the roadside. He quickly walked over to Lin Xiaoye, who was tilting his head back and pinching his nose. Daheng picked her up. Lin Xiao was also taken aback for a moment. Her cheeks instantly flushed. He even forgot to deal with the nosebleed, until he tasted the taste of blood in his mouth. Only then did she realize she was being love-struck. He arrived at the World Sanatorium. You go in with Lin Xiaoye. This place is like a natural oxygen bar. Lush greenery and shade, small bridges and flowing water. The environment is tranquil. They followed the signs for more than 10 minutes. You finally arrived outside a house. From afar, he saw Lin Xiaoye and Yanqilin sitting on a bench. Lin Xiao hurried over as well. Mom, Dad, how is Grandpa? Dr. Li said he had overcome the danger. Go in and see him. Lin Xiaoye stood up and said. Lin Xiaoye slowly pushed the door open and entered. He gently closed the door again. You stand outside the door. He nodded politely to Lin Xiaoye and Yanqilin. Uncle is good. Hello, Auntie. The two just nodded lightly. He didn't speak again. You stand quietly against the wall. The atmosphere was a bit quiet for a moment. It didn't take long. Yanqilin spoke first. His gaze fell on you. Before you come to the nursing home. Always with Xiaoye. Well, you respond softly. Did Xiaoye ever tell you? I didn't allow her to date in college. Yanqilin's tone carried a hint of seriousness. You gently shake your head. No, you're dating Xiaoye. She immediately pressed on with a question. For now, we are just ordinary friends. You answer calmly. At present, Yanqilin raised an eyebrow. You mean you're planning to pursue my Xiaoye? You were momentarily speechless. I don't know how to respond. You were stunned. For a moment, I didn't know how to respond to Yanqilin's follow-up question. In the end, he could only say, Xiaoye is the center of attention. I believe many people want to be your boyfriend. Yanqilin glanced at you quietly. His tone carried a hint of scrutiny. Our Xiaoye must marry a successful person in the future. You didn't respond again. Suddenly, Lin Zhengqing's voice came from inside the hospital room. Xiaoye, bring your strongman classmate in. Let Grandpa take a look. Lin Xiaoye asked you in confusion. When did Grandpa wake up? He's always been awake. Lin Xiaoye said with a smile. Then he turns and waves to you. Let's go. My grandfather wants to meet you. You follow him into the room. The outer room was a small study. A whole wall of bookshelves is filled with books, trophies, and certificates. It's not hard to see the master's achievements. Entering the inner room, you see an elderly man with graying hair lying on the bed, full of energy. He hurriedly greeted him politely. Hello, Grandpa. Lin Zhengqing chuckled. He joked. You're Xiaoye's strongman boyfriend. You awkwardly corrected yourself. It's a friend. Aren't you a man? Lin Zhengqing asked in a confused way. You were momentarily speechless. Lin Xiaoye hurried forward to help him out. Grandpa, stop teasing him. Okay, good. I stopped talking, okay? Lin Zhengqing pretended to compromise. He then said to Lin Xiaoye, go pour your friend a glass of water. Lin Xiaoye smiled and nodded. He turned and walked out. Only you and Lin Zhengqing remained in the room. He got out of bed quickly. He looked you up and down with a fist. Praised. He carries a good aura. It made even an old man like me feel a sense of dread. This outfit is just too cool. As he spoke, he reached out to touch her in. You quickly dodge. I'm afraid I will scare you. Lin Zhengqing's hand hovered in midair. Then he pulled you to sit by the bed and asked directly, do you like my Xiaoye? You don't know how to answer for a moment. Lin Zhengqing continued. My little wild girl is beautiful, kind-hearted, and talented. Don't listen to Xiaoye's mother. No dating or anything like that. If you don't fall in love in college, you'll regret it. Your love at this moment is the purest. You are unsure how to respond. Lin Xiaoye walked in carrying a teacup, speaking angrily. Grandpa, what nonsense are you talking about again? I'm not talking nonsense. You don't believe him. Lin Xiaoye said, as he turned to look at you. By the way, what's your name? Yi Beinian. You hurry back. Lin Xiaoye leaned in close to you. He spoke in a voice only the two of them could hear. I'll tell you, you're the first male classmate Xiaoye brought back, so keep it up. You feel embarrassed. Seeing this, Lin Xiaoye quickly pulled you outside. Grandpa, we had an urgent matter at school, so we went back first. Remember to bring Yi Beinian with you next week. Lin Xiaoye called out from behind. Walking out of the sanatorium, Lin Xiao also let out a long sigh of relief. He said a bit embarrassedly, my mom and grandpa's words made you laugh at me. You said with a tone of envy. How could that be? You're quite happy. At least there are family members to manage. Lin Xiao also asked curiously. Don't your parents care about you? You shrugged helplessly. I've been alone for as long as I can remember. Lin Xiao also stopped walking. He showed an apologetic expression. Sorry, it's okay. I'm used to it. You smile as you recall. Just then, your phone rang. It was Su Jigang calling. After answering, you hurriedly asked, is something happening at the hospital again? Yes, the hospital director has found the ward. Su Jigang's voice came through the phone. You immediately said, have them wait for me in half an hour. After saying that, he hung up the phone. He said to Lin Xiaoye, the hospital might be in trouble again. Let's hurry to the city hospital. You and Lin Xiao hurried to room V808 at Yanhai City Hospital. Su Jigang was standing awkwardly facing 2 rows of doctors and nurses, already transferred to the VIP ward. Please go back. There are still many patients waiting for you to treat. Su Jigang helplessly counted the hospital directors leading the way. Sha Xiangrong bowed and apologized. This time, it was a mistake in our work. I must gain your understanding. I've already said I understand you. Su Jigang spread his hands. We also have to wait for forgiveness from your other 2 friends. Sha Xiangrong insisted. You walked straight into the ward. Looking at the room full of people, he frowned slightly. Asked in a cold voice, why are you all crowding here? Shouldn't patients rest? Sha Xiangrong shuddered at your tone. He quickly wiped the sweat from his forehead, bowed and waved his hand. I'll call them to leave right away. Less than a minute. Only Sha Xiangrong remained in the room. You walk over and sit on the sofa. Sha Xiangrong obsequiously poured a cup of tea and handed it over. Please forgive our hospital's previous negligence. To make 2 security guards so arrogant and overbearing. You sneered. No teacups were taken. You say if something bad happens to the patient right now, deploy 2 security guards. Can you restore your hospital's reputation online? Su Zigang Sudeli understol. Pointing at Sha Xiangrong, he said, I was wondering why they suddenly changed wards and got free treatment. It turned out he wanted to win back. Clearly correct and executed. Sweat beaded on Xiangrong's forehead. The stammering explanation was, the director of the inpatient department manages it well. That's why this situation happened. You stood up and walked up to Su Jigang, reminding him, take care of your sister. Let's go first. With that, he walked straight out. When you reach the door, you notice Lin Xiaoye hasn't followed. Lin Xiaoye hurriedly ran to catch up. After leaving the ward, he asked curiously. The dean even said so. It was the dereliction of duty by the inpatient department director. How can you still say he's lying? You stopped and explained. You think the 2 security guards are handling overdue fees for the first time. The patient can be so arrogant. Lin Xiao also took out his phone to check it out. Sure enough, I found other patients online. He has suffered the same treatment due to unpaid fees, but it didn't spark any buzz. He gave you a thumbs up, eyes full of admiration. Where you're powerful. He immediately saw the problem. You smiled and looked at it a dozen times. Let's go. Find a place where we have lunch and dinner together. All right. Lin Xiao also smiled and said. The 2 of them walked into a nearby Sichuan restaurant. Just after ordering, a system notification sound rang in your ears. Ding has an extraordinary temperament. System refreshes tasks. Someone in the neighboring Shanghai community was hanging from the 13th floor canopy. Please rescue the host as soon as possible. The reward is to be more fierce and straightforward, a bit more ruthless, a bit more killing intent, a bit more systematic. 1 VIP black gold card for Tonghui Grand Hotel. You put down your chopsticks and asked. Shanghai community is nearby. Right here at this shop, on the right side of the exit. Lin Xiao also returned. You eat first. I'll go back when I go. You get up and walk out. Drop a unit to complete the mission. Lin Xiaoye, still confused, arrived. Many people had already gathered under the high-rise buildings in Shanghai community. Everyone was facing the 13th floor. She was chatting with a man on the shed. You look up. The drunken man was still restlessly moving around on the canopy. The situation is critical. You quickly rush upstairs. After rushing to the 14th floor, she kicked open the man's door. He headed straight out the window. Everyone downstairs exclaimed in surprise. I saw you bent your knees and hooked them on the balcony. His body slowly hangs upside down. Stretch your arms straight into a straight line. He reached out toward the man on the rain shelter. Suddenly, there was a loud crash. The canopy fell from the 13th floor. Downstairs, everyone cried out in alarm and scattered. At the critical moment, you grabbed the man who was about to fall. Amid the cheers of the crowd, she lifted him up with both hands. The body is bent into a U shape. Hold him under your arm. The other hand grabbed the edge of the balcony. He flipped over and went inside. After completing the task, fearing being watched, take the elevator down from the other side of the building. Just returned to the Sichuan restaurant. He saw Lin Xiaoye already waiting there. He teased with a smile. I'm going to the neighboring community. But then he witnessed the sensation of a hero hanging upside down on a golden hook to save someone. You smiled awkwardly and asked, You see it all? As he spoke, he picked up a bite of food and put it in his mouth. Lin Xiaoye propped his chin with one hand. Her big, watery eyes stared straight at you. Not only seen, I was especially impressed. But I'm curious how you managed to eat. You just know someone in the neighboring community runs into you. He was momentarily at a loss for words. There was no way to explain it. After thinking for a long time, he finally spoke. If I said I could foresee danger, would you believe me? Trust. Lin Xiao replied without hesitation. Why? You might actually become curious about a woman's sixth sense. Lin Xiaoye smiled with determination. You shook your head helplessly and continued eating. After eating, I returned to school. You and Lin Xiao also walked to the front gate of the school. You stop at the school gate. Lin Xiaoye stopped as he stared intently at the school gate walking in front of the main gate. He turned back and asked, Why don't you leave? I felt I was too full just now. How about we take another round? Circle around to the back door. Lin Xiaoye was overjoyed when he heard this. Said with a smile, I can't find it. He quickly put on a well-behaved, serious expression and explained. I have to burn off my index finger too. You see through it, but don't expose it. Smiled. Then take another stroll around. The two of them walked along the street beside the school, chatting casually. Suddenly, a voice rang out. Yi Beinian, look back. It was a girl wearing a pink dress. Her cheeks were as red apples. It looks very cute. The girl hurried over to you and smiled sweetly. You're also shopping nearby. You looked at her and asked in confusion yes. The girl tucked her hair behind her ear and explained with a smile. My name is Sun Qian, and I'm in the same class as you. You might not have noticed me during today's military training. You seem to have suddenly understood. I really didn't notice what you said. Sun Qian pressed her lips together. He glanced at Lin Xiaoye standing beside you and exclaimed, Xiaoyi, the campus beauty is here too. That exclamation. It was as if Lin Xiaoye had just emerged from underground. Lin Xiaoye said with an awkward smile, I didn't expect to handle it this way. He looked at Sun Qian and asked, You're out for a walk. But before he could answer, she continued, You keep walking. Let's go back to school first. After saying that, he continued walking forward. Lin Xiaoye watched you walk away. He nodded politely to Sun Qian. He ran after him. Sun Qian watched your departing figures. He stomped his foot the ground. He has been the center of attention since childhood. No one was allowed to ignore him. Lin Xiaoye caught up with you and teased. I think that beautiful Sun Qian still wants to talk with you a bit more. Just send them away with a few words. You go straight back to too lazy to talk. Lin Xiaoye pretended to be old-fashioned and spoke with a sullen air. You shouldn't hurt a beautiful woman's heart like this. The two of them walked to the back gate of the school, looking at the school gate, which was clearly half the way shorter than the front gate. You asked, Is there a guard at the back door? Lin Xiaoye quickly replied, Of course. And he's a very dedicated security guard. Quiet night. You repeated. Lin Xiaoye smiled mysteriously. You'll know in a moment. You followed Lin Xiaoye just as she stepped through the school gate. Immediately, one of them was slightly bald on the crown. A man who looked less than 60 stepped forward. He reached out his hand and said to you, Students, your student ID. Lin Xiaoye stuck out his tongue at you. He took out his student ID. He held it with both hands and handed it to the guard. Said with a smile, Teacher, please take a look. And Jiang glanced over. He returned the student ID to Lin Xiaoye. You also took out your temporary student ID and handed it over. After Jiang finished reading and returned it, only then did a smile appear on his face. You go. Goodbye, teacher, and Lin Xiaoye said with a cheerful smile. After walking a distance, Lin Xiaoye playfully said to you, See, isn't that professional? The front gate guards hardly cared about who came in or out. This teacher used to be a chemistry teacher. You asked. Lin Xiaoye stopped in his tracks and exclaimed in surprise. How do you know his hands have burns from chemical agents? There were also traces of contact with chemical reagents. You added. Most importantly, The chemical agent seems to have been stuck recently. You observe so closely. It's practically Sherlock Holmes on camera. Lin Xiaoye exclaimed in admiration. He used to be our school's chemistry teacher. I heard that a few years ago, after retiring, he volunteered to guard the door. He said he had feelings for the school. Then Lin Xiaoye sighed again. Teacher and is truly a great teacher. So teachers and classmates all respect you. He asked, Teacher and roughly in which year did you retire? It was probably about 78 years ago. I can ask Principal Chow for the exact time. Lin Xiaoye said as he took out his phone to call Chow Wenmao. No need to ask. I'll just ask. You quickly stopped him. All right. When parting ways with Lin Xiaoye, he asked hesitantly, We are late, so what if you get a bit too blunt? Lin Xiaoye looked around. He lowered his voice and continued to ask, Shall we go to the lakeside tonight to keep watch? You look at his nervous expression and smile. Not going tonight. Let's talk about it in a few days. Based on your deduction, the killer just finished planning a murder. They should be lying low now. Waiting is not a rush. Bye-bye. Lin Xiaoye felt a huge relief. He turned and ran toward the girls' dormitory. Watching him almost run away, you shake your head helplessly. It seems the rumors about Drunken Heart Lake really are deeply rooted. You were secretly calculating. Tomorrow, I have to go to the police station. Let's take a good look at the ins and outs of all the cases at Zuixing Lake. Back to the dormitory. You see Wu Feiyong lying on the bed applying a facial mask. You step forward and gave him a gentle pat. Give me a sheet of your mask. Wu Feiyong suddenly sat up. He hurriedly tore off the mask on his face. He asked in surprise, You should also use a face mask. You curl your lips. My panda eyes aren't much better than your yin-yang face. Wu Feiyong burst out laughing when he heard this. This is called brothers sharing hardships together. Wu Feiyong turned and took out several face masks from the inside of the bed and handed them to you. I'll give you a few more tickets. How many days will it take for these panda eyes to recover? You took the mask and said thank you. He walked straight into the restroom. In the bathroom, you slowly take off your sunglasses. Looking at his own eerie red eyes reflected in the mirror. Sighed softly. Sigh, plus the dark circles under the eyes. The appearance was truly comical. A slight smile appeared at the corner of his mouth, already wearing colored contact lenses. Looking left and right in front of the mirror, he nodded in satisfaction. Now it looks much more normal. I just wonder if these colored contacts can block the memory playback in the eyes. Suddenly, a sudden idea struck you. He walked out of the restroom with a cheerful smile. You looked at Wu Feiyong lying on the bed and shouted loudly. Feiyong, see if I'm tanned or not. Wu Feiyong glanced sideways at you. He said indifferently, Much better than mine. After saying that, he turned his head and closed his eyes to rest again. Take a closer look. You gave Wu Feiyong a hard pat. Wu Feiyong sat up in pain, turning to look at you. Just as I was about to say, bro, when your gaze fell on your face. Suddenly, it felt like discovering a new continent, staring at you and shouting. Damn, you took off your sunglasses. Confirm that colored contact lenses do block the special functions of the eye. You shrugged cheerfully. The eyes are almost recovered. Then you don't need to wear it. Wu Feiyong stared at you in a daze. I thought you were just brushing it off, instructor. After saying that, she lay back down on the bed. She tore off another face mask and stacked it on her face. I see your face. I felt even more ashamed. Better to keep using the mask. At that moment, Du Yajun and Yuan Kaiwan walked into the dormitory together. We just came back from outside. He heard a strange piece of news. Du Yajun didn't finish his sentence. When his gaze falls on your face, his eyes instantly widened, excitedly rushing up to you. Bossy, you took off your sunglasses. He even started applying a face mask. Ha 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 ha. Yuan Kaiwan also laughed along. You laugh along? He asked one after another. You just said you heard something strange. Only then did Du Yajun remember what he hadn't finished saying. He quickly said, That's right. He was the boy who sneaked into our dorm last night, without anyone noticing. He said today he only remembered sneaking in through the school gate. I don't remember anything that happened. You raise your eyebrows. He said all of this last night. What's so strange about it? That's not the strange part. Du Yajun hurriedly added. He was soaked from head to toe. Everyone reasoned and punched the ball. He was so wet. You can only soak in the lake once. Yuan Kaiwan said with emotion. He really had a close escape from the gates of hell. Wu Feiyong, lying on the bed, yanked off the face mask from his face, climbing down the escalator with a thudding thud, lowered his voice, and said, Do you think there really are demons and monsters hiding at the bottom of that lake? Otherwise, why would it be so sinister? I don't know, but I think Du Yajun was about to continue. You slapped him on the back. Don't think so. The lights are about to go out. Hurry up and go to bed. Yeah, go to bed early. Tomorrow, I'll still be tormented by the beautiful instructor. The group quickly responded. The next morning, military training ended. Lunch was quickly finished. He hailed a cab straight to the city. Go to the police station. just stepping through the police station gate. Wang Xian walked toward him carrying a stack of documents. Didn't recognize you, shouted at you. Someone, what's going on? Of course, coming to the police station means reporting the case. Come back with me. Wang Xian held the files. Take you into the office. After sitting down, he said, I'll make it for you after I've sorted all this. No need. I'm looking for your Captain Wang. You said it directly. Wang Xing, who was organizing the documents, stopped and asked in confusion. You know our Captain Wang. You curled your lips into a smile. You followed me for several days. Why don't you know me anymore? Wang Xian exclaimed, You are. You pull out your sunglasses from your pocket and put them on. Yes, it's you. Wang Xian looked at the familiar outfit. Startled, he kept retreating. It wasn't until his back pressed against the desk that he couldn't stop. You smile. Am I so scared? Wang Xing slowly moved closer along the edge of the table. He grinned. I'll go find our Captain Wang. With that, he turned and ran outside. He arrived at Wang Zhangwo's office. Wang Xing collapsed onto his desk, gasping for breath, pointing to his own office. That night, Yi Beinian arrived. Wang Zhangwo suddenly slammed the table and stood up. Yi Beinian was the one who carried a security guard in each hand at the hospital. 13th floor, single-handed rescue. Yi Beinian was speeding with the wind. Wang Xing nodded repeatedly. It's him. Wang Zhangwo asked with a frown. What does he do? I don't know. Wang Xing returned with a strange tone. Wang Zhangwo stood up and kicked him in the butt. Go invite Yi Beinian over.